I decided to do an updated shop tour. I've added some new projects since the first one I did, so I think I'll do that. So I'm going to walk through slowly, hopefully so the autofocus doesn't get messed up too much. All the projects you see in here, I think I have YouTube videos on them, so I'm not going to go into detail on any particular project. But of course, right up front and center here is my spark gap Tesla coil. And of course I'm looking inside the big overhead door from the outside here. And right here is the control cabinet for my spark gap Tesla coil. And right here, I'll move around and you see a little better. This is my pulse power generator. With this I can do coin shrinking, can crushing, disc launching, fruit exploding, and maybe some things I haven't even thought of yet. And moving around here, here's my metal lathe. This is a 1958 Logan, good old American iron. 60 years old, still works great. And moving up, that gray cabinet is the VFD for the lathe that I made. And storage shelves all along the top there. And of course I have audio out here. And moving along, a little air compressor down there, that's always handy. And moving up, as you can see here, I've got full heat. There's the heater. It comes in very handy in Iowa winters when it can get to 20 below zero. It keeps it very comfortable out here. Here's the workbench where I do most of my thinking and work. And of course I've got a PC here that's networked to my house so I can do things. And looking up over here, here's my milling machine. This is essentially a Bridgeport clone. It's made by Supermax, but it's just as good and in some ways even better than a Bridgeport. It weighs about 2,500 pounds. It's a real chunk of tool, that's for sure. And it has digital scales on it. You can see the display for it there. And here's the pole transformer I use for my spark gap Tesla coil. And moving up, you can see a lot of power supplies there. Oscilloscope, a signal generator, and some other miscellaneous things. Here I've got parts bins where I keep, hopefully in a well-organized manner, parts that I need for building various projects. And more of that going on down here. And just got a bunch of miscellaneous parts stored in all these shelves. Here's my little materials area. Right here, this is where I keep my plastics and G10 and acrylic, all that sort of thing down here. Here's a toolbox where I keep my precision measuring tools. You know, micrometers and calipers, dial gauges. There's a whole set of micrometers right here. Stare at micrometers. And more precision measuring instruments here. I keep all my taps right here. Drill bits. Go back to here. This is all lathe equipment. I keep my end mills in here. And here's all the collets that you use with the lathe, the milling machine. These are hold down fixtures used with the milling machine to hold the parts down to the table. And you may see things that you've seen before in here in some of my videos. More organization bins. Here's my 14-stage Cockcroft-Walton generator right there. Here's my metal cutting bandsaw. I use this a lot. And this card here has several things on it. It has my 833A vacuum tube, well, it's an 833C now, vacuum tube Tesla coil, as you can see there. And down here, I have my Marks generator here, and then back in the corner here, I have my 6L6, little 6L6 vacuum tube Tesla coil, which is actually the little TC project from Popular Electronics. Here's another view of my spark gap Tesla coil. You can see the capacitors down there, the Maxwell capacitors. Moving up a little. And then here's another workbench over here. Bandsaw blades hanging on the wall, different tooth pitches. Grinder. Toolbox. And another toolbox. You can never have too many tools. So I think that about covers it. Like I said, if any of the projects you've seen in here, you will find a video on my YouTube channel giving further explanation of them. So that's all for now.